Canon Controls is your gateway to mastering LabVIEW. Dive into programming for data acquisition, industrial communications, and manufacturing automation. Explore how to enhance your projects with cybersecurity best practices. Join the journey to elevate your skills and secure your systems with every episode.
Hey everyone, so today we wanted to talk about the awareness and training control families of NIST 800-171. So we really have three controls. So this is a list of both basic controls and derived controls. Basically 3.2.1 says we need to ensure that personnel are aware of risks and safeguards associated with their duties. So proper training so people are aware of what can go wrong, what the impacts of stuff going wrong could be, and how to protect against that. We also need to ensure personnel are trained and able to carry out security responsibilities, and we need to train personnel on how to recognize and respond to insider threats. So these sound kind of basic, and as like a LabVIEW developer, a lot of this is actually more focused on your IT and your security teams. So they bear the majority of the burden of making sure that your organization is compliant security-wise here, and that your employees are properly trained. I think this does carry over as well to some of the more technical training and whatnot, but primarily this is going to be a function of your IT and security teams. Ultimately, though, like I said, it is up to your organization to determine what you're going to do to be compliant to these controls, and you need to, define, hey, this is what we're doing, and you need to be able to convince an assessor when he comes on site during your audit that you are meeting these controls with what you have decided. And so most often this is going to be like your IT and security teams having like a training, right, on computer best use practices, cybersecurity basics, right, of like, what to avoid, what not to. Oftentimes like phishing training, right, teaching people what to look out for to avoid phishing scams, what to do if you find a phishing scam. That way your employees know how to react. And that's, like I said, usually not your responsibility as a LabVIEW developer, but I would say this should also carry over to more of your software development as well, especially that 3.2.2 to ensure personnel are trained and able to carry out security responsibilities. So as a software developer, you have the potential to open up the doors into your facility to outsiders, to threat actors, whether by accident or on purpose. So even an application that seems very safe, maybe it doesn't really interact with anything else. It doesn't, access stuff on the web. It doesn't reach across your network. It doesn't do anything. Maybe it's just it loads some data from a file and puts it on a graph or something like that. There still can be security vulnerabilities in that code that a threat actor could exploit, and from there they could gain access to like the entire PC where it's running, and from there try to propagate onto other systems to attack other things. So even something that seems seemingly harmless has the potential to unlock the door for these threat actors to do malicious things, to either gain access to CUI. They can make systems go haywire. They can take systems down. They can just go access critical infrastructure and delete data, or encrypt data, and then charge a ransom to get that data decrypted. So all sorts of stuff. So it's also important that personnel who are developing software are properly trained on do's and do nots, best practices, all of that. Like, as I mentioned, though, it is up to your organization to define how you are meeting this control, and you'll need to be able to convince an assessor that what you're doing is sufficient. But I would argue that you should put a focus on making sure that your developers are properly trained surrounding cybersecurity so that they can meet these requirements, just as much as your IT and your security teams are making sure that all of the employees at your company are properly trained. So if they get a phishing email, they know, hey, not to click on any links, not to transfer anything important over, and to report it, right? So if it got sent to them, it likely also got sent to other multiple people. So making sure that we can just shut the email down and without risking someone clicking it and having something malicious happen. So yeah, that's kind of awareness and training. Yeah, one of the simpler control groups, I would say, in NIST 800-171, but still very important. And yeah, tune back in and we'll dive into another one.